Guys, I literally feel like I've been sitting here talking to the camera for hours, but I just thought that the way I'm doing this, breaking it up into parts will be more entertaining. But Lord, I'm out of breath. Refreshing.
Would you join the journey, the Lucas journey? Subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Amuka here, and I'm back with another special video for you guys, another episode of Life After the Aisle. In this series, we're basically talking about how we can tackle life and deal with life and walk through life after you just said I do. Basically, you spent months, you spent years, you spent however long planning your wedding, and now it's back to reality. We spoke about post-wedding depression, the post-wedding blues. We spoke about just adjusting to living with your spouse. And now, today, we're going to talk about juggling your new role with who you were before getting married and who you are now, because truth of the matter is you're in a different role now. It's not just daughter and sister or brother and son. It is now wife, maybe mother. It's now husband, maybe father. Before, you're a daughter and a sibling. Before you're... I've been talking for a while, but I know you get what I'm saying. You are now a husband, a wife. You are now maybe going to be a mom, a dad in the future. And now you're all those things before you are a sister, a brother, a daughter, a son. Because now your new family comes first. So anyways, without further ado, let's get straight into this video and start talking about how we can juggle our life, our new role, and all that stuff. Let's go. All right, so what is this new role we're talking about, Like, what is it? Basically, this new role you are tackling is being a spouse. You are not just living for yourself anymore. I know. Let's not even get into that, especially for us women. Sometimes, trust me, I know, especially as an African woman. Tell me I'm living for somebody else. Oh, I was born for a man. That is not what I'm saying, sis. I am basically saying that now you are not just yourself. You're not just by yourself. You have promised before God and man and you have vowed to be this person's, what do they even say in the vows? Their happiness, their joy. I've promised to be with you in sickness and in health. All of those things. You have vowed to that person that you are going to be there. You are their partner. And as the Bible says, you are now one. So no, you're not just living for yourself anymore. You are living to serve somebody else, man and woman. Your husband is living to serve you, and you are living to serve your husband. That is the truth. So basically now you are adjusting to this new role of, okay, I can't just pick up my keys and dip. Oh, good morning, husband, or oh, good morning, wife. This is what I have planned for today. What do you have planned for today? Oh, I was thinking we can go on a romantic walk. Obviously, if that is something that you guys have planned, or the person has planned for you, you can't just be like, oh, well, no, I was thinking I was just gonna go hang out with my friends or hang out with this or do whatever. Now you are balancing this new life with your new your new self, because you are now one with someone, and you have to balance that, and make time for this person. You guys are starting a new journey, and you have to dedicate time to actually make this new life an amazing one. So just like talking about that, like juggling just who you were and who you are becoming in this new role, is something that you have to adjust to. And some of the ways you can adjust to that is, one of the things I did in preparation to walk in my new role was devotionals. I know, what do you mean devotionals? So there are devotionals on the Bible app. Bible app, please sponsor me at this point, because I talk about you guys all the time. But there's a devotional on the Bible app. So basically you can go on the Bible app and type in devotionals on love, devotionals on marriage, devotionals on anything, any topic really. And you get to walk through this process of just understanding how to tackle this new role. And it comes with scriptures. You see people in the Bible, how they've tackled it, how they've gone through it, and how they've dealt with it. And you see prime examples of how you can do it yourself too. That is something that really prepared me. Besides premarital counseling at church, that is also something that helped me. But like, the main thing was research, study, and that research and study for me was devotionals. How did I do that? Like, every day I'm like, okay, this is like an exam. I took it as an exam, like, okay, I'm about to enter this new part of life. How do I prepare for it? The same way as an exam, you study, you read, you go through all the notes, you know, you ask people that have taken the class before, oh, how was this teacher? How was this professor? Do you have notes from their class? That's the same thing. Like, ask people, how is marriage like? What have you learned in your 6 years of marriage? Or what have you learned in your 10, 20, 30 years? And they give you advice and you go from there. It's all a learning experience, and adjusting to now having that person there, you know, that you can't just be like, oh, I'm just gonna do whatever I want. You know, it's a big deal. It is something that takes some time to adjust to, and it's something that you need to be intentional with. And that is something that, thank God, I had started preparing for. If I hadn't, trust me, it would have been very hard for us, because I'm not gonna say I'm stubborn, but I want things if it's about my life, then how is it bothering anybody, you know? And if it's about your life, how is it bothering anybody, right? That is how I used to think. But at the same time, the same way, for Reggie, if he decides like, oh, I don't need to tell you, but I'm just gonna carry my keys and leave the house, obviously I'll be upset and I'll be confused, I'll be mad, I'll be worried. I'm like, where'd you go? The same thing, I can't think that I can do whatever I want and he can't. So those are some of the stuff that we definitely adjusted to. As a couple, we came and we spoke about it, like, how can we make sure we are on the same page? This is way before even getting married. Like, what are your boundaries? What are things that you cannot? And basically, like, when you openly communicate with this person, this significant other, this spouse, this husband, this wife, like, it helps you guys prepare yourself for when this time comes, when you guys are promised to be one, so that there's no conflict. One thing the devil tries to do is to bring conflict. The first thing to be able to bring conflict, he goes to your mind. And it's so easy on this social media, like in this social media day and age, where we can easily go and scroll and compare our lives to other people, and it all starts in your mind. You start in your mind like, oh, look at how she cooks. How come my wife don't cook like that? Oh, look at how he, what do men do? No, not like in that way, but like I'm thinking like, what do men post on social media? Oh, look at how he is running. My husband don't run like that. My husband runs fast. He's running slow. I want my husband to run slow. You know, like those kind of things. For the most stupid things too. Comparison. And you don't even know what that person's real life looks like. And then you start comparing yourself. It starts with the mind. Then any little thing the person does, like, you just pick on it, and it's just like, this person is just terrible. Why did I marry this person? And the devil has gone his own way, you know, while you're here completing his work for him. Like I said, some of the ways to get through this and actually juggle this is communication. Study, research, like that's just a big thing. Study and research on how to be. No one can tell you how to be the best wife for you know. No one can tell me, oh, in order for you to be a good wife, you have to do this. You can't tell me how I'm supposed to be a wife, because sometimes things that people believe, especially as an African woman, oh, in order to be a good wife, you must cook every day, clean the house, make sure your husband is well fed. What about my stomach? You know, like that to me does not make me a good wife. It's part of being a wife. Let's not even get into that. But based on the person I am with, based on how we understand ourselves, I did not go to culinary school. If you know how to cook, cook. If I know how to do laundry, I will do laundry. You know, and understanding yourselves on that level will make it so much easier than to pick and choose like what culture or what one person is saying here. In the Bible, it never tells us that, oh, you know, in order to be a good wife, you must be in the kitchen from from day till night. No, you know. So as Christians, we need to follow that and really understand, like, okay, this is what the Bible is telling me about service. Does not mean that, oh, because I'm serving someone, I should be a doormat. No, but it means like, okay, do as you want to be done to yourself. And that, literally, that is one of the commandments. Love your neighbor as you will love yourself. Husband, love your wife as you love your own body. And those are things you take as you read your word and you're like, that's actually true. How do I, want to be treated? Treat Reggie that way. How do I, Reggie, want to be treated? Treat that way. And when you start thinking about it, like, Jesus was a prime example of how to serve. He came to this world just to die for us, you know, to serve, so that we are not living in sin, so that we have straight communication to the Father, so that we are clean and blameless. He paid the debt for us, and that is an example. That's why when they talk about marriage, it is always when they talk about, you know, the relationship Christ had with the church, it sounds just like marriage. And that is where we take that example from. And that is how you will know how to juggle this new role of yours, from seeing how Christ loved the church. And something that in my own research, in my own study, in my own devotionals, when I was doing that is something that I learned, that this is not about how much can my husband give to me, and he shouldn't be thinking how much can I give to him, but how can we outdo ourselves in doing for each other. And that is what will make a marriage happy. That is what will make being married happy and enjoyable. But yeah, I feel like I can go on and on and on about this topic, but that is some of the ways that I juggled my new role, and that is one of the big things that I had to adjust to, and that is why I felt the need to share it today. That is all I have for you guys today. If you are new, welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I have other videos on this exact topic, life after the aisle, so please go check them out. And if you are planning a wedding, I have wedding planning videos as well. Please go check them out. Thank you guys so much for coming, and thank you for all those that are returning. Love you guys, and yeah, see you next week for the final episode of this series. And if you guys have any suggestions for more, definitely let me know and I'll continue. I will definitely continue. But yeah, it's your girl Amuka here. Stay blessed and not stressed, and I am out. See you next week.
Would you join the journey? Amuka's journey.